Hey folks, it's Jang here from ultimaterc.com and ultimatetraxxas.com, and this is a low center of gravity Slash converted from the Traxxas rally car. I use the term converted liberally because it's really not much of a conversion. You just swap out a couple of parts basically just to get the different body on there. The Traxxas rally car already has the exact same width, the same overall track, the same wheelbase, the same length and everything as the Slash 4x4. So you just need to swap in the stock Slash 4x4 bumpers, or you can use RPM or Proline, whatever upgrades are available for bumpers, and then you just need to put on some lower body mounts. And for this particular one, I just put on body mounts from RPM. This truck right here is also still running the tires and wheels that I was running at the end of my rally testing. These are J-Concepts choppers on J-Concepts Rolex wheels, and I also did a tiny bit of suspension tuning just on the rear just to get this thing to handle a little bit better, but I'll cover that in a separate video. If you're looking for part numbers needed to swap back and forth between the Rally and the Slash 4x4, check out the sticky thread in the Slash 4x4 and Rally forum over at URC. Some members already put that stuff together, so it's all right there, so I'm not going to repeat it all. Technically, you don't need to swap out the rear bumper, but I did it just for the sake of completeness and to finish out the look. And speaking of look, what better body to use than the one from my very first original Slash 4x4? Driving impressions? Well, admittedly, the changes that I made to the rear suspension are a little bit of a cheat because those alone really help the handling of the vehicle quite a lot. But I did spend hours upon hours driving the original Slash 4x4 that this body came from, and I've driven those of many other people since then. And I have to say, this truck feels like an entirely different vehicle. With the same suspension setup as you would have on a tuned-up regular Slash 4x4, there's way less body roll, It does still flip over, as you saw just there, if you land a jump wrongly, but it will flip back onto its wheels more frequently and more easily. But where it feels the most different is when it's in the air. It flies very differently. It feels like the weight is better compacted into a small space. The vehicle responds much better to your inputs both on throttle as well as with the front wheels and steering them left to right. You can fly this thing a little bit more like a 1/8 scale buggy, where you can actually turn it in one direction and then turn it back the other way while still in flight. The regular Slash 4x4 can definitely make one maneuver in the air, but you generally come back to the earth before you're able to make a second correction. I've never been a fan of the Slash 4x4's handling, either in bashing environments or on a track like this. But this one right here, this I could definitely spend some quality time with. It feels like a good plastic chassis RTR-RC, instead of a so-so one. With no center diff and with no changes to the diff fluid compared to what comes stock on the regular Traxxas Rally, this is still not a racer, and it definitely does not have a center of gravity that's as low as on the aluminum chassis vehicles that are out there. But I'm pretty sure this thing is lighter than, say, a Losi 10 SCTE. It certainly feels like it. Feels a lot more agile. And I'm sure there are plenty of folks out there who could tune up something like this and get it to be very competitive at a local club racing scene. Based on my experience with this thing, I've got to say I have one hope. I hope that Traxxas will stop production on all of their regular Slash 4x4s, put this chassis on them, and re-release them. They should pretend that that completely unnecessarily tall original chassis just never existed, because this is the way that it should be. All smiles from me. So thanks very much for watching. I hope that this was informative for you. Once again, if you're interested in part numbers and the discussion about swapping back and forth between Rally and Slash 4x4 form, either using this Traxxas Rally car as a starting point or using the original Slash 4x4 with the high center of gravity chassis as a starting point, head on over to the forums because folks are already talking about it, and I am definitely not the first to do this. That's it for this video. Catch you later.